And here I will let you know something that God has been saying. It concerns the way that people speak when it comes to truly understanding that God is judging this country for her lifetime of sin. This is a lifetime of sin that has come up before the Lord, exactly like Sodom and Gomorrah. If God was going to be seen as a just God, a righteous God, there's no way that he was going to allow Sodom and Gomorrah to continue. Yah is righteous. He absolutely has to judge sin. He absolutely has to judge it. And in fact, you can get a great barometer, a great gauge or measurement of God's mercy by how long objectively he allows sin to remain unjudged. Yah is very long suffering. He is extremely, extremely patient. But there comes a time when the earth itself, all that is created, okay, the very nature and design of the entire world cries out for justice, because an evildoer cannot be tolerated to keep doing evil. And so now when it comes to the time for judgment, when it comes to the time when the judgment is being poured out upon the people, poured out upon the land, it is very disingenuous for those people to begin to say, well, look at the children who are losing their lives. I don't believe that God is saying this because of the children. Were there no children in Vietnam? The Syrian children, the children in Afghanistan, the children in Yemen, the children in all the African countries that America has busted up, deceived, robbed, hurt, the children in Iraq, the children in Iran and Cuba who have been denied any form of access to development their entire lives. Are those children off of the minds of Americans? Because this is the kind of cognitive dissonance, I keep telling you, that will prevent you from repenting. There's so many sanctimonious people that I really pray, whatever it is that you're working through, keep it out of my inbox. Just keep it to yourself. You can leave it on the comments on any video because I'll just ignore it in the first place. But don't come into my inbox at 2 or 3 in the morning when I'm working to come and start with your second grade Bible stories and Bible studies of the Bible says this and the Bible says that, because I've addressed it in so many videos. You cannot be so disingenuous as to see the trail of America's carnage across the earth over decades, over hundreds of years, in fact, over the inception. Where are you overlooking the American Indians and the Black American population in this country and talking about, look at the children? Do you want to revisit what you did to those groups of children? Do you want to revisit what you did to the Pacific Islanders, the Japanese in Hawaii in history? Do you want to revisit what you did to the Vietnamese children and the Koreans in the Korean War? What are we actually doing here? How can a nation be so sanctimonious at a time when you can see that because God is just, the time of reckoning has come for the evil-doing nation? And then you begin to cry and basically hold up children as a human shield. Look at the children. Were you looking at the children in Iraq? Almost 500,000 people have died in Iraq from the time that America shelled it into smithereens and then have spent the last 2 or 3 decades quietly robbing the nation blind. Have you thought one day in your life when you are at Target or at Starbucks getting a pumpkin spice latte, have you thought of Iraqi children? If not, why are you so disingenuous? And why do you keep making noise about it in my ears? All I have to ask you on God's behalf is, are you the first nation to suffer? Did you think of the Libyan children who just died, or the children who just died in the Syrian earthquake? You didn't cause those things, but those people also had children. Those people are being judged for various godless things that are happening, because no earthquake of that magnitude, no flood of that magnitude comes from anywhere. Nigeria has been warned of floods. Ghana has been warned of floods. The entire Caribbean have been warned of floods. None of them are telling me think of the children. They should be considering their sin and considering the magnitude of offense that they have caused the Lord. But in this nation, the sanctimony is huge. And unfortunately, I'm on the receiving end of it. I'm supposed to think of the children. Why didn't you think of the children? If you had thought of the children, I wouldn't be here to begin with.